now. 89X presents Lincoln College Basketball on 88.9 FM and streaming live from the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, and welcome to the Jack D. Nutt Arena, where your Lincoln College Lynx taking on St. Ambrose, the Bees, here today. And again, the Lynx come in 12-6 on the season. The Bees of St. Ambrose 8-5 on the year. But don't let the records fool you. Adam Hoffman, Nick Jackson with you here in this one. In the first game in the home floor for 2019 here. Again, Adam, talk to me a little bit about this one. It's going to be a tough test here for the Lynx tonight.
Yeah, St. Ambrose is a really good team. I mean, they've had a couple of tough losses here and there. They lost to Trinity Christian by, I think, maybe 2 or 3 points. So, I mean, they have definitely lost to teams that we have beaten. I think they lost to St. Francis as well, someone along the lines of those. But then they also just beat the number 1 team in the Chicagoland Conference, who was undefeated going into that game, and they beat them by like 20 points. So it's like this St. Ambrose team, it can be up and down at some point. I was talking to Big Roy Nesbitt before the game, and he's like, yeah, I asked him if they've been watching film, and he goes, yeah, they can shoot really good. So, I mean, they're going to share the ball really well. They had 22 assists in their last win, and, I mean, just they're going to pass the ball really well. They're going to shoot the ball really well. It's going to be a tough test.
It is going to be a tough test. Like you said, they're coming off a huge win. Again, Calumet, St. Joseph was only ranked about 18th or 19th in the latest top 25 poll, but they were undefeated, like Adam mentioned. And suffering your first loss like that, giving a team their first loss like that, can build a lot of confidence going into the break. This is their first game coming back from their Christmas break, so could see maybe possibly a little bit of rust here and there. But again, like you said, with a big win like that, St. Ambrose is ready to go here tonight.
Yeah, they're going to be ready to go. I think one thing that has really caught my eye, you pointed it out to me as soon as I got here pretty much, is they have size. They match up with us very well. I think we don't have heights listed or anything, but there's a couple guys out there that are about just as tall, maybe even taller than Julian Powell. I mean, they're going to match up with us pretty nicely. Usually we go against teams that are a lot smaller than us, so Julian should just get every single rebound. But this team, they're going to rebound the ball well. Really good as well. That's another number that really just stood out to me. They had 38 total rebounds in their last win as well. So they're gonna rebound the ball. Everything that you need to do, they're gonna do it.
No, you're exactly right, and I think you hit it. And it starts with the rebounding for this team. I mean, if you look in the National Division II NAIA rankings, I mean, they are ranked 8th in defensive rebounds per game with an average of 31. Just on the defensive side of things, 13th in total rebound margin, 18th in total field goal percentage defense, 21st in total rebounds per game. So these guys know how to rebound the basketball here on their, even away from their home floor as well in this one. So the key test, like you said, is going to be try to get the offensive and defensive rebounds here in this one, and we'll see something that the Lynx, they struggle with that a time or two, and that could hurt them down the stretch today.
Yeah, definitely could. That's one thing that we don't do as well as I think we should, is rebound the ball. So hopefully today we can rebound with a purpose and really just get on the boards early.
And we're going to take a quick break here for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups coming your way next, so don't go anywhere. More Lincoln College basketball coming your way next.
Chris, you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
There's your comic book collection, the race car bed.
I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I'm taking control over my financial life, and that feels pretty grown-up to me.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Are those footy pajamas?
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Hello, it's me, the designer jeans in the back of your closet. What happened to us? I used to summer in the Hamptons, and now I'm stuck behind a pair of sweats. Okay, maybe I never really fit you right, but I got a lot more Sunday fun days left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
You know what really gets a party started? Indoor baseball. Yeah, just find a broom or a pool cue, and you can use like anything as a ball. Cans, bottles, shoes.
Hey, bro, toss me that avocado.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
There are many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, we're back in the Jack D. Nutt Arena here, getting set for St. Ambrose versus Lincoln College here in this one. Let's meet the starters here in this one. Adam, first for the visiting Bees here in this one.
Yeah, for the Fighting Bees, you have number 10, Dylan Kazmarek, number 12, Jake Meesk, number 25, John Kerr, number 30, Alex Portwood, and number 33, Warren Allen.
And we mentioned earlier the size differential. This is going to be a tough test for the Lynx, especially with the backcourt of the Lynx. And let's meet the starting lineups for them. And nothing new has changed for Coach Lepp's squad. Trayvon Tyler in the backcourt along with Montez Crumble, followed by L.J. Johnson running the 3. Darnell Latham Jr. still in the starting lineup, even though some bad shooting nights have been around his area. So hopefully he can get that going again. And then the big man, Julian Powell, coming off his 7th double-double of the season. So, again, that's kind of been the bread and butter for Coach Lepp here in this one. And Adam, what can we see out of these expected 5 that we've seen all year long?
I mean, it really just is they've played so well together. Once we found the starting lineup with the 4 guards, and it's gone together so well. I mean, you have the 2 scorers, you have L.J. Johnson, you have Trayvon Tyler, and then you have kind of the defensive-minded players, and then also throwing the scorers category, completely kind of forgot about him. Darnell Latham Jr. is probably one of our better scorers on our team, and then the defensive identity with Powell down low, and then Crumble and Tyler up at top. We're just a scary team all around, and I think we're very versatile with those 4 guards and then the 1 big man.
And again, the big man's going to have to play like his size here today, as he's going to have to deal with Jared Allen of the Bees here in this one. Warren Allen of the Bees here in this one. And again, he comes in leading the way. He's 9th in field goal percentage made. He shoots over 60% from the field, and this is going to be the man they're going to have to stop here for St. Ambrose.
And he's coming off a rough game as well. I think he only scored about 4 points, maybe 3 rebounds against. I'm trying to think of who they were playing, but they were. It was a rough game for him. The main scorer for them last game was John Kerr. He had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. So another guy to look out for if you're Lincoln.
Yeah, ended up becoming player of the week for the Chicagoland Conference as we're set to tip it off. Powell versus Kerr, and Powell wins it as the Lynx get the first possession here on the home floor. They're in the home gray uniforms, as, again, this St. Ambrose team in the road navy blues, as Tyler now has it to the right wing now for, looks like Johnson. Back to Tyler in the corner to the top of the key now for Johnson. He's thought about driving in the right side. Instead, bounce passes one to the left wing in Latham Jr. Back to the corner for Johnson on the left side. Across the court pass now to Tyler. Tyler catch and shoot from the right side corner for 3. No. Hits the front of the rim and then off the top of the backboard and out. So not a good start here for the Lynx. Again, that's something that they rely on the 3-ball well, but maybe sometimes Tyler a little too much shot.
Yeah, just a little too much shot. Another thing that the team was saying that they discovered in the film, St. Ambrose is only going to run a zone this whole game. They started out with a 2-3 zone. They might throw in a couple more zones here and there, but they're going to run zone pretty perfectly like they did that first possession.
Portwood with it now, across the court pass here to Meeske as he gets it down low to Allen. Allen double-teamed as he kicks it back out. They're swinging it around the perimeter now for Portwood in the left corner for 3. No. Tipped back out, gets his own miss. Fakes a man out, trying to feed Allen down low, but it's going to be last touched by L.J. Johnson underneath the St. Ambrose bench, and it'll stay with the Bees. 19 minutes left to play in this first half. Allen, they throw it into him, as now we're going to have Kamaricek with it now at the top of the key. He looks to the right side for Kerr. Kerr, again, loses it and has it batted off of his foot and out of bounds. So Julian Powell with some good defense there, and the ball is going to give it right back to the Lynx.
Yeah, I think what we really need to do here against this zone is just pass. That's the only way you can really beat a zone. Maybe get a pass into the high post area. That might open up Julian Powell down low. Just run a high-low and just pass the ball as much as you can.
As Tyler finds Latham Jr. in the right side corner, thought about driving baseline. Instead, kind of bobbled it a little bit out back to the top of the key for Johnson. He almost loses it, but regains control. 7 seconds now on the shot clock. Gonna have to pull up from downtown, and he does. In and out goes the basketball, and it's rebounded by Allen, and here come the Bees back the other direction. Meeske with it. Feeds it now over to Kamaricek. Down low to Kerr, who's double-teamed back to the top of the key now for Mieske, who drives in, feeds it off to Allen, who's on the left side of the paint, and he lays it up and in with a nice touch.
It was a nice move there by Allen, avoiding all the defense and just nice touch around the basket.
Lynx trail 2-0 here. Just under 18 minutes left to play in this first half. Johnson to Latham Jr. now at the top of the key. Again, some more zone action here by this St. Ambrose team. As Latham gets a screen by Powell, takes the mid-range jumper. No good as it's rebounded by St. Ambrose. Here they come quickly back the other way. Mieske with it. Thought about driving in. Instead, will back it out. He's now going to go over to Alex Portwood. Portwood has played here a time or two. A Lincoln Land Community College graduate, 2-year, as he takes the three right there from the wing. No good. He's had a couple big nights here as he misses that one. Tyler pulls down the board. Tyler with a no-look pass to Latham Jr. in the left side corner. Back to Crummell. To Tyler at the top of the key. Now he's now with it, and the Lynx looks like they might set up their offense as they set a screen for Johnson, who takes the three from the corner, but no good.
Not a bad offensive possession there for the Lynx. I mean, they got a good look for LJ Johnson. I mean, it was lightly contested, so it was a good shot. Just unfortunately doesn't go down.
And we've seen them run a time or two with that screen in the corner set by Julian Powell, but they feed Kerr down low. As he's working on Powell, he lays it up and in with the left hand for an easy 2. So 4-0 lead here for St. Ambrose at the start of this ball game. Tyler now with it on the left wing to the top of the key now for Crummell. Crummell looking right. Instead, he's guarded by Portwood. He's trying to drive in. Goes to the corner for Latham Jr., but ends up throwing it right to the St. Ambrose bench, and it's going to be a turnover for the Lynx as we're headed back the other way.
Yeah, we look a little lost out there on offense right now. We haven't really seen a zone like this played against us, so we're just kind of trying to find the offense so far. But once we get it to click, I think it'll just move a lot smoother for us.
And some good ball movement there by St. Ambrose. They move it rather quickly. Tyler almost came down with that rebound. Instead, Allen comes up with it. He turned around, left-hand hook over Tyler. He can't get it, but Kerr with an offensive rebound. Now as Mieske he was giving it back to Mieske, and Tyler runs right into him, trying to steal that one right there. That's the aggressiveness by Tyler, but Mieske really took a shot.
Yeah, and a good sportsmanship by Trayvon Tyler, helping him up, saying, that's not what I meant to do it on, just going for the ball. But, yeah, just a good play there by Mieske, just kind of getting the contact while Trayvon was just running after the ball like that.
And so now there was a stoppage of play to reset the shot clock to 23 seconds as the Bees are going to inbound on the sideline. As Mieske now has it guarded by Latham Jr. He goes to the right side for Portwood. To Allen at the top of the key. Over to Mieske. Down low to Portwood, who was cutting to the basket. He is blocked or denied by the rim, but gets his own miss. Kicks it back out for Kamaricnik as he can't hit either from downtown. And Powell pulls down the board. Here comes Crummell now back with it. He hands it off to Latham Jr. on the right wing. Jr. across the court pass now to Tyler. Tyler on the left wing this time. Trying to drive in instead. Going to kick it back over to Latham Jr. This is a team that loves to shoot the three ball particularly well. Look for them to maybe settle for one right here because they can't get it inside. They finally do to Powell. Powell kicks it out to Tyler in the left corner. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Crummell. Crummell on the right wing puts up a floater as he drives into the paint. Can't get it to go, but Powell runs down the long rebound, and it's a fresh 30 here for the Lynx. As now Tyler give and go with Johnson, who was cutting to the basket. He'll lay it up and in for 2, and the Lynx are on the board.
That's exactly what you got to do against the 2-3 zone. Nice little backdoor cut there from LJ Johnson, and also a nice find there from Mr. Tyler.
I don't think even Tyler saw him in midair until the last second, but Crummell comes up with a steal right here over Marichek as he's got a 3-on-2 fast break. He finds Latham Jr. in the corner, and now finds LJ Johnson, who was trying to back down his man coming into the paint, but Kerr stood in there and took the charge.
Good play there from Kerr. I mean, he saw LJ Johnson coming in there full head of steam and just took the contact. Maybe a questionable call. I didn't think he was quite set enough, but I think Johnson really led him with the shoulder. That's what led to the charge call.
And we're going to have a timeout taken right here. I believe this one is going to go, well, they're not going to tell us who took the timeout, but I guess we'll have to wait to see who. You said Lincoln?
It was the media timeout.
Media timeout. Okay, media timeout. Didn't know what exactly we were going to be aware of, but so far through the first 5 minutes of this ball game, very, very low scoring affair. With 4-2 is our score, but what's something the Lynx what can they do offensively here? We saw the backdoor cuts. Are they going to have to do more of that?
Yeah, really just, you got to catch them off guard. I mean, it's kind of broken possession, what they're kind of beating them at right now. I mean, we're getting the loose ball, and then it seems like we're just cutting the basket pretty well, and we're finding guys. I mean, we've only scored 2 points. I can't say we've done it well, but I mean, it seems like that's our only offense right now. It's kind of our broken possessions, because when we're coming down the floor, it's in a half-court offense. The zone is just disrupting us really, really bad. I mean, you can tell that we're just not used to it at all. But another good thing that we're doing is our defense is holding up as well, because they've only scored 4 points. So, I mean, usually at this point in the game, in a different type of game, we'd be at like 10, 12 points by now, but it's only 4-2, so we're doing good.
And that's what it takes. You get defense for defense sometimes is the way it goes. Sometimes these high-powered offenses get held scoreless here, because both teams right now come in averaging almost 80 points per contest. The Lynx average 80.7. St. Ambrose just a tick underneath that, 79.2. So this is going to be a close game from here on out, and I'd look for it to stay close like this the rest of the way.
Yeah, I definitely think it is going to stay really close. Both really good defensive-minded teams, and both teams that are very capable offense as well.
Niesky now with it. He's at the top of the key. He picks up his dribble on the right side at the top of the paint as they feed Jalen Jones, who just checked in for Warren Allen, and he knocks down the turnaround mid-range jumper from the free throw line.
A nice little just turnaround jumper, like you said. It just looked pretty easy for him. Just not really a contest in sight, so just a nice little turnaround.
And he had 14 in the win against Calumet back on December 19th as Latham Jr. drove baseline, found Tyler in the right side corner. He kicks it out to Crumble. Crumble drives in right side lane, puts up off the glass, can't get it to go. Powell and Kerr were both fighting for the tip as it was tipped out of bounds. They're going to say a last touch by Powell, and it's going to give the ball right back to St. Ambrose.
Just kind of a questionable call once again. I thought that could have gone either way. I think Powell definitely had a hand on it, but I think can't think of his name here. Kerr was the last person to touch the ball right there, because or else it wouldn't have gone that way if Powell was the one touching it.
I agree with you as well. I thought Kerr was the last one to touch it, but Jones takes the three, no good. But offensive rebound by Kerr, feeds Portwood underneath, and he lays it up and in. 8-2 now in favor of the Fighting Bees here for St. Ambrose. The Lynx going to need a basket here desperately as Powell has it, looking left at the top of the key. He finds Latham Jr. He's going to catch a shoot from downtown short. Long rebound. Crumble trying to get the loose ball. Instead, Miski comes up with the rebound here for St. Ambrose. Had Kerr running the floor but doesn't find him. Over to Scholes, now to Jones. Down low to Kerr. Kicking it back out to the top of the key for Miski. Takes the three, no good. Short of the rim and out. Johnson with it now trying to push the pace. Has Crumble running the floor with him, but we're going to have another offensive foul. This time on L.J. Johnson again, and it's 2 for 2 with 2 fouls on charges.
That was not the right call, definitely right there. Miski, that was a little bit of a flop, I'd say, but L.J. Johnson Euro-stepped around him. Didn't even come really into contact with him. It was kind of just like a little bump, but nothing too out of the ordinary. That would have been a good no call, if anything, or a blocking foul. I don't think the charge is the proper call right there.
It was obviously close, but again, Johnson not getting the benefit of the doubt there, but Jalen Jones 3 for 3 so far with another mid-range jumper on the baseline. He knocks it down, and all of a sudden it's an 8-point game. Here comes J.J. Turner into the ball game. He checked in for L.J. Johnson as he throws up a wide shot. He wanted a foul, looking for one, doesn't get it. Rebounded by St. Ambrose, but that one's stolen away by L.A. Bogan, who also just checked in. He's going to go coast to coast, and he'll lay it up and in for the easy two. You can kind of see his head. He was looking back. He doesn't know, because we've seen him miss a time or two from those.
Yeah, he's kind of getting a little less confident in those here and there. He usually finishes it with a dunk, but there's a little bit of contact right there. He decided to just go smart, just lay it in.
As Scholes now trying to feed Jones, and he does. He had it blocked by Tyler the first time around. Gives it to Jones. He gives it back to Scholes. Now over to Miski. Miski on the right wing. Thought about a three instead. Drives in. Kicks it out to Jones in the corner. Over to Scholes. Scholes from the wing. No, off the back of the rim and out. But a long rebound goes into the hands of Michael Williams for St. Ambrose. And once again, it's a fresh 30 here for the Bees.
Yeah, it seems like they're wanting it a little more than us right now. There's just more hustle plays by the Bees that's leading them to get the advantage on the scoreboard.
Bogan got a hand on that one, but it goes right to Miski, who kicks it out to Scholes, who knocks down the three, and now all of a sudden it's 13-4 in favor of the Bees.
It seems like they're always making the extra pass. I mean, that's something we don't do. Trayvon Tyler goes in for a nice layup. He wanted the and one, didn't get one, but it seems like St. Ambrose, they're just passing it around the top of the key and just swinging it around the perimeter. It always seems like they're coming up with an open shot.
As Bogan comes away with a steal right there. 3-on-1 fast break back to Tyler. Bogan tried to lob it. He couldn't get his miss, but he got his miss, though, as he lays it up and in for the easy two after that. But And almost a disaster there for Coach Lepp's squad. They had the 3-on-1 fast break and then almost missed the alley-oop dunk. Luckily, Bogan got it back. But again, right now, the Lynx need all the points that they can get.
Yeah, 2 points is 2 points. It doesn't matter if it's a dunk or a layup. But, I mean, just it seems like we're kind of the only offense that we're getting is off of steals. Bogan comes in, gets those 2 steals back-to-back. So, I mean, it seems like he's the spark that we needed at this time. But, I mean, if I'm Coach Lepp, I mean, I'm disappointed in our offense right now.
And, two, sometimes some of it is just bad luck. I mean, Bogan and Tyler have gotten their hands in a few of the passing lanes, but it just kicks right to a St. Ambrose player, and then next thing you know, we're out of position, and we give up a big 3.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, luck is definitely on their side right now. It seems like every ball is just bouncing right to them, or they always get the long rebound. Nothing's happening for us on the offensive end, so we just got to, be patient with it. It'll come our way one way or another, so, we got to play physical defense, get them to know that we're here to play.
And St. Ambrose coming out of the timeout, taken by St. Ambrose. They have the basketball as they feed the big man down low as he hits a turnaround right-hand hook. That was Tom Kazanetsky here with that one as it's 15-8. Tyler now with it, trying to drive to the corner. Thought about baseline, but Scholes was there back to the top of the key for Turner. Turner looking left for Bogan on the wing. He drives baseline, stops, kicks it across the court now to Tyler, but has it stolen away by Scholes. A 1-on-2 fast break for St. Ambrose as he now feeds Williams, who is running the floor. He's guarded by Turner. Turn around, left-hand hook. No good, just a tad too strong as Turner pulls down the board. Good defense, though, by number 3 in Turner.
Yeah, it's really good defense. It's lucky he missed that shot because it was pretty a wide-open layup.
Freeman from the right side corner for 3. No good. Not his shot, per se, as we're going back the opposite direction. Again, Lynx right now need a basket on offense so desperately, but I got to love Ray Chalatovin. Their head coach is standing on the floor on the other side. You got to love it. He's into this game just as much as his players.
Yeah, he's definitely it seems like he's calling out every play that we seem to have. That's a 3 there from Michael Williams, to just wide open 3, just swish bombs it right for the perimeter.
Sometimes maybe he needs his coach to be on the floor with him to make those type of shots. He knocked it down right there, and it's a 10-point lead now for St. Ambrose. 18-8, 9.5 minutes left to play in this first half. Tyler takes a step back 3, no good, just off the mark, as that rebound is pulled down by the Bees once again. This time it goes to Karanetsky here in this one. And the Bees now just kind of slowing the pace down here a little bit. They have a nice, comfortable lead. The Lynx got to find some offense some way they can, but starts on the defensive end. As Scholes with it at the top of the key, looks to the right side for Kornetsky as he stops, picks up his dribble right at the free throw line, goes to the corner now for Warren Allen, who's working on Turner. He's trying to drive in right side. He's going to be blocked, though, by Julian Powell as the shot clock was winding down, but the official, Jeff Nelson, is going to bail him out here in this one.
I don't really think it was the official bailed him out. Julian Powell kind of bailed him out, just going out and swatting it down like that. If he just would have put his hand up, that would have been a no call. Probably would have missed the shot and probably not touched the rim, and it would have been a shot clock violation. So I think definitely just Powell cannot swat down that ball in that situation.
And that's Powell's first, team's 4th here in this one, as Tyrone Wright sees his first minutes in a long time here for Coach Lepp, as Allen does knock down the second one as well. 2 for 2 from the line as it's 20-8.
Yeah, but Tyrone Wright coming in, I think this is more of his kind of game. He's matching up with bigger guys. It seems like he's a lot more efficient when a bigger guy is guarding him, because he feels like he's small, so he can, kind of shoot from the perimeter, shoot from the mid-range. But when he's playing against smaller guys, he feels like he has to post up all the time, but that's really not his game.
As J.J. Turner finishes through contact underneath the post there. And you can tell that with this zone, they're really trying to crowd that post here a little bit, because the Lynx post game is pretty good, but we're going to have a traveling violation going against Allen here for the Bees. And finally, the Lynx have something that kind of starting to go their way a little bit.
Yeah, just a little spark right there. They need to, they definitely need something on the offensive side of things. Lepp's going to call a timeout here, just kind of draw something up, which I think is a good thing. I mean, we're kind of falling flat right now. Sometimes we're not as kind to some of the timeouts that Lepp calls, but I think this is definitely a good one right here. We just need something.
No, I think you're right. This is a good one. You need a basket right here to get it back into single digits. It's 20-10 in favor of St. Ambrose. 8:41 left to go in this first half. A very, very low scoring game for both sides here in this one, but really, let's talk about the Lynx offense right now here, Adam. What have we seen? I mean, just not able to make some shots right now that kind of look like they're just a tad bit off. How can they get something going very easily?
Just more passes. You know, we seem to go more iso ball when it seems like nothing's working, but usually when nothing's working, you just need to pass the ball even more just to get an open shot. You know, it seems like we had that one curl off the Powell pick, you know, with LJ Johnson. He did miss that shot, but that's still a good look. You know, he's still got an open shot, which most of the time he's going to make it more than miss it. So you need to set more screens, move around, just pass and move. You know, pass and just move, pass and cut, whatever you need to do to just get open and try to get a good shot.
And the Lynx did have 16 assists in the win against Governor State the other night back on New Year's, January 1st. So, again, this is a team that we have seen been capable of making those extra passes here, this one, and it really does start with Trayvon Tyler. Again, I knew he only had 19 points, but, again, we've seen when he's not on the floor, the assist totals are way down. I mean, they have 9 in the game that he couldn't play in?
Yeah, I think it was something real low. Also, LJ Johnson had 6 assists in that Governor State game as well, so it's good to see him kind of step into that point guard looking role. You know, he's passed the ball pretty well.
Yeah, and he was one of those that was starting just a rebounder at the beginning of the year, now turning into a scorer and an assist threat as well. Got to be careful as they feed Turner down low, out to Tyler, to the corner now for Freeman. He drives baseline, no look pass to Crumble. He drives in left side lane, puts it up off the glass, nowhere close. Turner is there, but they're going to call a jump ball on a foul going against J.J. Turner, and it didn't look like much. Adam, what did you see?
I didn't really think no one had possession of the ball, so I can't see why a foul was called. You know, I'd seen J.J. Turner just going after the ball along with John Kerr, so it's like I don't see how that's a foul. How it's a foul on Turner, but they get it right back as they're going to call an offensive foul there on Mieske, so it's just kind of a makeup call, I'd say, but
that's where I was going with it. It was awfully quick as the makeup call was right there. Tyler faked the 3 right there, but it kind of looked like Daniel Kamarmak was already there. He was waiting for it, but Tyler from way downtown this time, no good. Crumble tips it right back. He's trying to save it from going out of bounds, and they're going to say off of Montez Crumble. Crumble thought the same thing you did, Mr. Hoffman, but neither one of you got the call.
Yeah, I mean, Crumble touched it initially off the rebound, but I think it was Mieske going after it as well. Just I think he clearly tipped that one out of bounds. I don't see how you missed that call.
So it will be Kamarmek now with it as they feed Portwood. Portwood backing down Trayvon Tyler as he's double teamed. Here comes Turner. Out to Kerr. Kerr from downtown. No. Crumble pulls down the board here for the Lynx. Outlets now to Tyler, trying to push the pace up 20-10, but Tyler has it stolen away. Wanted to foul, has his hands up, didn't get one though. Here comes the Bees back the other way, but they throw it over the head of Alex Portwood, and I believe this one is going back the other direction, so maybe Tyler complaining with the refs kind of had something to do with that pass.
Yeah, definitely. I think we definitely need to get out and running because that's not St. Ambrose's game. You know, they're a half-court team. They're going to pass the ball very well, and they're going to shoot really well. So what we need to do is run in transition because that's what we do really well. As Freeman gets the corner 3 right there, that's definitely what we need at this point of the game. But, you know, every chance we get to run, we need to take it.
I think that you're exactly right. This is a Lynx team that plays better when they're sped up a little bit here in this one, and St. Ambrose doesn't look like when the Lynx get down the floor rather quickly, they don't know what to do here by this Lynx defense. As Portwood had it at the top of the key, he hands it to Jones. Jalen Jones from way downtown the parking lot answers there for St. Ambrose, and it's back to a 10-point lead. 23-13. Now Freeman trying to take over, puts one up off the glass, didn't get the foul called. Instead, Tyrone Wright gets the miss, puts back it up, and no good yet again either. So St. Ambrose here in the first 14 minutes has only committed one single foul.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, Tyrone Wright, he had to have gotten hit or a jump ball. I mean, I wouldn't have been that upset with it if it would have just called it a jump ball. You know, it seems like they definitely had a hand on the ball, but then they said Tyrone Wright just threw it out of bounds. Like, I don't get that at all. He obviously wouldn't do that on purpose. So,
and now finally the Lynx get a call going their way as Kerr backing down Turner, and he's known for taking a charge a time or two. He steps in there and knocks it down, and really it's like finally that's his first, team's 5th. I mean, the Lynx have only, I don't know. It's interesting here with the fouls.
Yeah, 5-2 right now on the fouls, which isn't terrible. I think if it got to like 10-1, then yes, it's obviously something's a little fishy.
But Tyler takes a long three right there, no good. He can't hit, and the St. Ambrose gets his own miss.
Yeah, so it's just we just need to just calm down right now. Do not get frustrated by the referees. That's something that we do too often. So we just need to play our own basketball.
Freeman got a hand in it. That ball's loose on the floor. Looks like Kamarchek, but Tyrone Wright comes up with it. Outlet now to Turner, to Freeman. He's got Crumble running the floor as well. He puts it up and count the basket and the foul, says the official running the floor with them. As again, what good move there. And it all starts with Freeman here on the defensive end. And ends up with him as well.
Yeah, Freeman's been playing really good off the bench today. That definitely would have been an offensive foul if he wouldn't have been in the restricted area, I think, especially how they've been calling him. If he wasn't in that area, it definitely would have been going the other way, but kind of came up lucky right there, but Freeman misses the and one opportunity.
I thought the same thing when they first saw it, blew the whistle. I didn't know what exactly they were going to call right there. You saw someone go to the floor for St. Ambrose, and you know that's never a good sign. If you're the Lynx, at least right now, 5.5 to play, 23-15 our score. As Scholes over to Williams. He's guarded by Freeman here for the Lynx. He backs out to near midcourt, but Freeman almost got a hand in on that one, made him pick up his dribble as he finds Mieske. Under 3 seconds on the shot clock. He's trying to drive in, and he's out of control as Freeman and Crumble both right there. I don't know exactly which one took the charge, but they both at least felt it. They both end up on the floor, and we're going the other way.
Well, technically, I think Crumble ran into Freeman, and that's what made Freeman fall. But it's just, head coach for St. Ambrose is on the floor, like talking to the referee. I mean, if Crumble runs into him, that's automatic technical foul, which
Freeman's almost right there too.
Freeman's right there too, like I said. So, if he's on the floor like that, that could easily go our way if one of our guys kind of smart enough sees that and just goes right after him.
It's something that they should be talking about here, at least anyway, because, he is on the floor. The officials now are telling him to get back a little bit, but Jalen Jones over to Kerr, to Williams, left wide open in the corner for three, and he knocks it down for St. Ambrose. Again, this is a team that if you leave them open, they will make you pay. 26-15. Now, here comes the Lynx back the other way. They trail with 4.5 to play in the first half. Tyler drives in, right side lane, puts one up off the glass, and this time gets a foul called as he's going straight to the free throw line, not worrying about anybody else.
Yeah, he's a little frustrated right now that J.J. Turner didn't want to just pass the ball as soon as he got the ball in. We wanted to slow it down a little bit. Tyler's wanting to say, come on, let's go, which I think is definitely what they need to do at this point in the game just to get back in it, So Tyler just trying to take it himself, just get us back in the game.
And I wouldn't doubt Trayvon Tyler. You saw in the last possession on defense, he looked up here, and I kind of gave him the little, I don't know what they're calling here type of thing. And he's like, same thing, man, I don't know either. Kind of looked up here, shook his head, and lifted his hands. And you can feel that frustration from him, and this is really what's going to set it off as he misses that one right there. So 1 of 2 from the line, and it's still a 10-point game here in the Jack Dean Arena. 4:26 left to play. St. Ambrose with the lead and the basketball as Jones give and go with Williams, who finishes through contact over Julian Powell. Here come the Lynx now trying to work rather quickly. Latham Jr. now with it, trying to size up his man. Out to Freeman, over to Tyler on the left wing. Wants a screen set, but Powell or Turner, neither one of them coming right away. As he does finally, Powell goes to the right side of him, trying to drive in, puts one up off the glass, can't get it to go. Wanted another foul there. It looked more like a foul that time around than it was the second time, but either way, nothing happens.
Yeah, I think the previous foul that he got called on him really wasn't a foul, but that one definitely was. So they're kind of just making calls up as soon as they give their makeup calls, but it's a different game, and we need to adjust.
And now the St. Ambrose team, like you said, they're going to have to adjust, knowing that they're not going to be calling these. They're going to have to play a little bit more physical as Mieske now with it from way downtown. No, Turner trying to tip it back. Instead, cannot. It looked like a travel there on the offensive rebound by Kazneski, but he ends up putting it back up and in for an easy 2. Now Freeman trying to go coast to coast, trying to drive in, but we're going to have a foul on the floor instead of in the act of shooting, as I think Scholes is going to pick up that one, his second. Team's now 5th, or 6th, I should say, as now the foul's starting to become a little bit more even.
Yeah, 6-5 now with St. Ambrose leading in the fouls, so seems like they went on a tear right there with a couple minutes where St. Ambrose couldn't do anything but foul, so the officials just need to get consistent. I think that's the big thing. I don't care if you call it one way or another, but you got to make it fair. You got to call the same kind of foul that you're calling the whole game.
So they tried to inbound it to Montez Crumble, but it was tipped out of bounds by Skull. Right before it landed out of bounds, Crumble kind of blocked him from saving it, so at least a good hustle play there from Crumble. The Lynx will inbound yet again on the sideline. They find Freeman. 30-16 is our score. Lynx trailing right now with 3 minutes left to play in this first half as Latham Jr. now trying to drive in, draw his baseline, and finally draw some contact underneath the basket there, so he'll go to the line for 2 opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of doing as much as we can right now. It just seems like every time we catch the ball, we're just attacking, which is a good thing. You know, you gotta get something going. You gotta go to the free throw line just to try to get points.
And Latham Jr. 75% free throw shooter, second best on the team, only right behind L.J. Johnson at 77%. And I think Julian Powell as well. He's somewhere in that 74% range as well. And Latham Jr. didn't make the first one, as the second one as well. So 2 of 2 from the line. Did I say miss?
Yeah, you said he missed his first one, but he did make it. So it's
okay.
30-18 right now.
I was wondering why you were shaking your head at me there, kind of giving me that look like I said something, as Portwood feeds Williams underneath, and he lays it up and in. So, again, a backdoor cut by St. Ambrose. It's there all day long, as it's 32-18 now in favor of St. Ambrose, as now Turner drives left side lane, had the lane, but just could not hit as Kerr pulls down the board.
That was a good play there by J.J. Turner, but unfortunately couldn't make the layup right there. It was a good look, and it was a good shot, just unfortunately didn't make it.
As Mieske and Allen were not on the same page there, threw it right behind him, as that's going to be a turnover here by St. Ambrose, and Lynx have the basketball now, need a stop. Who are you looking for here on the floor between Turner, Freeman, Latham Jr., Powell, and Crumble?
I think you got to get Powell going. I mean, you got to at least get him a touch. He hasn't really touched the ball this whole game unless he's getting it off an offensive rebound. So you got to get him something.
So they got Latham Jr. now in the right side corner. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Crumble at the top of the key. Over to Latham Jr. in transition from the wing. No. Powell had the rebound. Instead, it tips it out to Freeman, who runs it down. As now Freeman over to Latham Jr. in the corner yet again. He thought about the three. Instead, across the court pass to Crumble. Crumble from the left wing. No. Looked like it was tipped by Allen. Somehow in the hands of Turner. And now we have a foul on the floor going against St. Ambrose.
Yeah, the shot there from Crumble, that's where the size really is a disadvantage for him, because he was quite a ways away, but just still they got a piece of it. So there's a short rebound there, and Turner comes up with it, just gets pushed in the back, so he's going to go to the line for a 1-on-1 opportunity.
And Allen does lead St. Ambrose in points and blocks as well, and he came up with one right there as a free throw. A 1-on-1 opportunity by Turner is no good, and St. Ambrose pulls down the rebound. 32-18, so the Lynx really struggling here in the first 20 minutes of the ballgame offensively, but on defense they've had their moments. But again, Kerr and this St. Ambrose ball movement, they're scoring the basketball really well, and now they're going to say that one was in the act of shooting as Kerr was fouled. I don't know about that, as that's going to put him at the line for 2 shots.
I don't know about in the act of shooting. I thought he definitely stripped him down low. I'm not sure if that was a shot or not, but I mean, I guess either way he'd be at the line.
He does make the first, and I don't think he would be at the line. That was only the 16th foul by the Lynx.
True.
They had a foul to give, and he ends up giving up 2 points out of that. 34-18 now in favor of St. Ambrose. Again, this is a St. Ambrose team that was leading by 14 at the break against Calumet St. Joseph, and then they went on to win. Right now they're right at that as they have a blocking foul. Count the basket in the foul as Latham Jr. quickly drives baseline and puts it up off the glass. Portwood might have been in the restricted area, but either way, this is exactly what the Lynx need right here.
Yeah, definitely what we need is we get a break there, because that easily could have been a charge. I thought they were going to call it a charge, so I think that's just a spark we need. Latham needs to hit this free throw right here and just get us into halftime, just cutting down the lead.
And he does knock down the free throw right there. 13-point lead now as the Lynx going to, I thought about putting on a little bit of pressure, but instead, minute 30 to go here in this first half. 34-21 lead for St. Ambrose. They have the basketball, as now they're kind of swinging around the perimeter here a little bit. The Lynx trying to play some good defense as Mieske and Allen give and go, and they kind of just fell apart there. And now we're going to have an offensive foul, a very late call here in this one, but they call an offensive foul on Allen underneath the basket.
Yeah, I think it was the right call. I mean, he just kind of pushed off of Julian with his forearm to just create space. That's definitely a no-no. So I think that was the right call.
As now Crummel with it. He drives baseline. Bounce passes one to Latham Jr., but right behind Latham. And it goes right to the St. Ambrose bench and out of bounds. So the Lynx, they got to stop, but they couldn't capitalize on the other end. And it kind of seems like that's the way the first half has gone.
Yeah, it seems like we're just not capitalizing on their mistakes, which, I mean, definitely we need to do in the second half.
As Allen drives baseline, kicks it out to Portwood in the corner for three. No, that ball's tipped out of bounds. Should be last touched by Allen. And they do say it was last touched by Allen. But you never know with some of these officials here today. 34-21, 101 left to play here in this first half. This Lynx team going to need just a basket here, kind of feeling good going back into the break.
Yeah, we just need to get something going right here. We're rolling the ball up the floor to save time. We just need to get something going.
As they fade Turner. Turner backdoor pass to Tyler underneath the basket. Give and go with Turner again. Now to Freeman. Freeman drives baseline, gives it to Turner, and he lays it up and in. And that's the timeout taken here by St. Ambrose as they want to talk things over, but let's go back to that last play. I wish we had replay for this right here because it had been a perfect example, but great ball movement by this Lynx squad.
That might have been the best play I've ever seen them run. I mean, just ever seen them run. That was, I mean, for my 2 years here, that might have been the best play I've ever seen them run. That was beautiful. I mean, that was a perfect play, just pass, cut. Really only three guys touched the ball, it was Tyler, Freeman, and J.J. Turner, but it ended with the Freeman the J.J. Turner layup off the Freeman pass. So, I mean, that was perfect. I mean, it ran to perfection.
And there was at points where times that maybe possibly Tyler could have easily done a reverse layup to get an easy two. But like we were talking about earlier, you said they needed the more ball movement. Perfect example right there.
Yeah, the more ball movement leads to the easier layup. I mean, Freeman easily could have taken the layup at the end, but he noticed the guys were coming in on him, so he just dumps it off to Turner. Turner gets an open layup.
Hopefully they can capitalize on that maybe in the second half as they finally had something going late in the first half as that one's tipped out of bounds. They're going to say off of Allen. I thought Turner knocked it away, but they're going to say that it was off of Allen, and the Lynx are going to get the ball back here down 11. 33 seconds left, 3 seconds between shot clock and game clock. 34-23 now as Turner with it yet again drives into the paint. No good. Powell was right there. He tips it out to Freeman. Freeman trying to drive in, kicks it out to Tyler in the corner. Takes a step back three. Wanted to travel. Instead, across the court, pass to the corner for Freeman. 16 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. The Lynx will hold for the final possession unless Tyler takes a shot like that. No good from the long range. That ball is batted out of bounds. Somehow last touched off of Miski. I thought Freeman might have been there as well, but the Lynx caught a break, and they'll have 9 seconds to inbound underneath their own basket.
I think it went off of Miski's it went off his head, but it seemed like that was the last one to touch it.
And now we have something going on. I believe they said that Latham Jr. stepped out of bounds, but they were talking with the head coach of St. Ambrose. So interesting call there. St. Ambrose now is going to have the final shot here in this one as they give it over to Marichek. He takes a three. No good. In and out. Rattles out. Allen pulls down the rebound, but again, him and Freeman were kind of chirping at each other a long way. Now Freeman just kind of smiles. But again, it should make for a good second half between Allen and Freeman right there. But 34-23 lead for St. Ambrose going into the break. Adam, what can the Lynx do offensively in that first half? They kind of got something going late in that half, but what happened in the first 5 minutes?
The ball was sticking way too much. I think how you beat a zone is just passing through it. So, when the ball sticks and we try to go to that hero ball, ISO ball, it just doesn't work. So we need to pass the ball a lot more in the second half, which we were getting towards that late in that first half, and you saw what happened. We were getting back in the game because we were down almost 20 at one point. We weren't playing well, but we started passing the ball more, started getting more open layups.
And we're going to have to see if they can continue to do that in the second half as well. Again, like you said, the Lynx crawling their way back into this one. We've seen where they're usually on the other end of this at halftime. They're usually the ones leading by 14, 15, or 11 in this case at this point. But again, they're doing the best that they can. Again, I think, like you said, more ball movement. That'll kind of help them on the offensive side of things. Their defense is playing pretty good here so far. Maybe could use a few more stops. But the one thing I've seen capitalize on the turnovers for St. Ambrose. They haven't done that here in the first half. But 20 more minutes still to be played here in this one. When we come back, don't go anywhere. You guys are listening to more Lincoln College basketball.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You ace vehicle history searches and test drives. You out-salesman the salesman. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll have the info you need to get more for your future. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to speeding past financial challenges, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Every hiring manager knows that a company is only as good as the people it's made from. So where do you find the best people? That may surprise you.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
This is talent worth knowing about.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
You know what really gets a party started? Indoor baseball. Yeah, just find a broom or a pool cue, and you can use like anything as a ball. Cans, bottles, shoes.
Hey, bro, toss me that avocado.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to buckle up your kids.
I know.
Sometimes car seats can be complicated.
I know.
And if your child's in the wrong seat and you get into a crash,
I know.
It could lead to a serious injury.
I know.
So you're 100% sure you have the right car seat for your child's age and size?
I don't know.
Don't think you know. Know you know. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Make sure you have the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
There are many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
My son Aiden has asthma. Secondhand smoke has triggered his asthma so badly, he ended up in the emergency room and spent multiple nights in intensive care. Now he's on a whole bunch of medications. My tip to you is, don't be shy about telling people not to smoke around your kids.
Half of U.S. kids are exposed to secondhand smoke. If you or someone you know wants help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I did the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
So, who's going to do what? Flashlights?
Nowhere to be found.
Emergency supply kits?
Not packed.
What about blankets?
We have an old towel.
Cell phones?
May not work.
Emergency water?
Not a drop.
Perfect. We all know where we're meeting if we're separated.
The library. On Jones' house. The bus stop.
And I'll be waiting here wondering where you all are. Great. It sounds like we don't have a plan.
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency. Who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food, because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit savethefood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My boyfriend can't stop drinking until he drinks too much. A friend suggested Al-Anon family groups. She said there are no dues or fees. At first, I was afraid to go to Al-Anon. I felt like a fool to care about somebody who can't stop drinking. But Al-Anon members know exactly how I feel. If someone's drinking troubling you, you might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets makes super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a Shelter Pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org. This message has been brought to you by the Humane Society of the United States, Maddie's Fund, and the Ad Council.
All right, listen up, maggots, because I got something to say that you need to hear. It's for every man 18 through 25. You want to live in my United States? Then you've got to register with Selective Service. Fact is, you must register before you can qualify for student loans, most federal jobs, or job training. So go online at sss.gov or go to any post office. Wait a minute. You did it already? Outstanding! You've earned my respect. Hoorah!
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
I want to be a warm place on a cold day.
I want to be a bike that races around the country. I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
We're back here in the Jack D. Nutt Arena where your Lynx trail to St. Ambrose University, the Fighting Bees, 34-23, and probably the lowest scoring first half of the season, or maybe of all time here for Coach Lepp in the Jack D. Nutt Arena, as St. Ambrose played a lot of great defense here in this one and only held the Lynx to 30% shooting here on the home floor so far.
Yeah, I mean, and only, 0.08% from the three-point line. 1 for 12 was that magical number. So definitely we need to get better here in the second half, shooting-wise. Our guys, we seem really relaxed. I mean, usually when you can tell when Coach Left's mad, and you can tell, when he's going to go in there and just kind of rip them a new one, because they're down 11 to a team that we can very easily could be leading right now. Just we're missing a lot of shots, but all these guys are coming out here smiling, laughing. They're just kind of shooting around, having a good time. So I don't know what Coach Lepp told them, but he probably maybe they're just kind of brushing it off. They're going to come out here and they're going to play better here.
I mean, there's slumps that happen. First half are kind of, at least so far this year, have kind of been our thing. We haven't had this kind of a start or a half like this entire season here in this one. Again, Adam, and like you said, I mean, 0.08 from the from the 3-point line. I didn't know that we had to, have a breathalyzer test here to make a make a three here in this one. Instead, the Lynx cannot buy one right now. 34-23, as St. Ambrose is going to have the basketball to start this second half. As Kerr with it, and we're already going to have a traveling violation going against Kerr. Shuffled his feet, so a good start on the defensive side for the Lynx.
Yeah, and another thing to point out in that first half, we only had 12 rebounds as a team. St. Ambrose, just on the defensive side of the rebounding, had 19. They had 26 in all, so definitely losing that rebounding battle, and we need to do better here in the second half.
And rebounding has been something that the Lynx have not been able to do well, as L.J. Johnson drives in right side lane. But Kerr, once again, going to be called for a blocking foul, so Johnson going to the line for 2 opportunities.
I mean, Kerr, he's tall. I don't see why he keeps trying to take a charge call. He's not going to get that charge call when L.J. Johnson, who's almost a foot shorter than him, is trying to go up for a layup.
And one thing for Kerr is Johnson knocks down the first one. He had 20 points, as we mentioned, in the win against Calumet, but he had 15 in the first half. So the second half, he was definitely a lot quieter, so maybe that could work out to the Lynx advantage here.
Yeah, he's really quiet in that first half. Only 2 points, came off a wide open layup, gets 2 more right there for the free throw line, so hopefully that'll wake him up a little bit.
34-25, back to single digits now here for the Lynx as they trail by 9. As 19 and a half minutes left to play in this one. As looks like Portwood double teamed underneath the basket. Feeds it to Allen at the top of the key. Trying to swing it around to the right side, but guarded closely by Crumble. Over to Kerr. Kerr trying to drive in now. Over Powell. And cannot get it to go, as it was just a tad bit too strong. Here come the Lynx now back the other way. Johnson in transition from downtown. No, Powell in the mix on the floor as he's fighting for a rebound right there, and that might have been what Coach Lepp was talking about. Let's get to that, get on the glass.
Yeah, just go after it. You know, it seems like we weren't even going for the offensive rebound in that first half. It seemed like they were just going to get it automatically. So that's 2 fouls there. That's 2 fouls on Kerr here in the first minute of the second half. So he's going to take a seat. So just a different look here for St. Ambrose, not having that dominant big man inside.
And Kerr has 3 here in the ball game, so he might sit for a little bit here in this one as Johnson goes over to Tyler on the right wing. Trying to bounce past one to Crumble. He takes a jumper from the free throw line. No. Ball's tipped in the air. Powell trying to tip it back out. It somehow ends up in the hands of L.J. Johnson. Over to Latham Jr., who thought about normally a 3 in this situation, but you can tell he's kind of hesitant in a way, as now he feeds it over across the court past to Johnson, who drives baseline up and under move. No good, but Powell with an offensive rebound kicks it out over to Tyler. Tyler in the left corner now drives in. Give and go with Powell, but they're going to call a traveling violation on Trayvon Tyler. Again, awfully close there.
Yeah, it looked like it was either he put his foot down first or he passed the ball first. He was kind of in midair, so it's a questionable call. You know, I don't know if it was the right call for sure, but they might have saw his foot go down just before the pass was brought off.
And it was awfully close, but a turnover by the Lynx gives the ball back to St. Ambrose. They lead at 34-25. 18 minutes left to play. Mieske give and go with Allen, but Allen was double teamed, and now we're going to have a jump ball. And it kind of looked like Mieske had an open lane to take an easy layup, but instead dishes it off to the big man, and he was doubled.
He definitely did have the open lane because they were guarding Allen on that. They were waiting for him to give it to him on the roll. So just a smart play there by the Lynx, just knowing that they're going to pass it to him no matter what.
Sometimes you can be too many passes at times. As Johnson now has it on the left wing, kicks it back out to Crumble, the top of the key, swinging it around the perimeter to Latham Jr. over to Tyler in the corner now, and he knocks it down from downtown and long range. And finally, this Lynx team getting a 3-point shot to go.
Yeah, finally getting one to go is right. Says Tyler's going to get going here from the 3-point line. Hopefully that'll wake him up a little more.
And Mieske now with it. He has it stolen away by Powell. One-on-one fast break. Good move there from the big man, and he slowly with a little slam sandwich right there. 34-30 now. As now Ray Shalanovan wants to talk things over already, as it's been a great start here to the second half for this Lynx squad.
Yeah, just maybe a baby slam sandwich. He didn't really, he kind of grazed the rim on that, but definitely would have brought the house down for the slam, but only down 4 points right now. I mean, Nick, what are you seeing out there that they're doing a little better in the second half?
Well, I think you pointed it out in the first half. You mentioned, you kept saying that you wanted to see this team run in transition a little bit more. We're seeing them start to kind of find their rhythm, find their flow, and that fast-paced offense here for the Lynx, starting with L.J. Johnson here in the second half, and Trayvon Tyler, but also the ball movement as well.
Yeah, the ball movement's getting here and there, and that's also Julian Powell's first 2 points of the ball game, which he hadn't taken a shot. I don't think he took a shot there in the first half. Yeah, nothing for him. All he had was rebounds and a foul. So hopefully that'll get him going a little bit. He has been getting offensive rebound after offensive rebound here in the second half, just tipping the ball out just to create extra possessions. So good job by him just finding his role in this ball game.
And two, that just goes to show you how well St. Ambrose played in that first half. I mean, they held the Lynx to just 23 points in that first half. Again, you can already see they're starting to come out on fire here in this one. But again, if you're Coach Lepp right now, you're looking at your team, do you like what you've seen so far in the second half? And if so, are you kind of leaning towards, really right now with the leading score being 5 points, it's up anybody's game right now, would you say?
Yeah, definitely anyone's game. He's just looking for someone to take the game over. Just looking for someone to just hit shots. Hopefully it's going to be more of a team-based kind of comeback. That's what we've been doing. I think that's what they should keep doing. But just passing the ball, just playing good defense.
They feed it down low to Allen. Allen has it stripped away. Ball's loose on the floor. Johnson drives on it. And now they're going to say Johnson was out of bounds, and that kind of works out for the Lynx, as otherwise I think maybe Allen might have a slam sandwich.
Yeah, it would have been an open layup there for Allen, but it kind of was a bailout call, I'd say, but it definitely was the right call because L.J. Johnson was falling out of bounds and he had his hand on the ball. So just a good defensive stand there from the Lynx.
So St. Ambrose will have the basketball. Mieske driving in as he kicks it out over now to Kozinski, who knocks the mid-range jumper down from the baseline. 36-30 now in favor of St. Ambrose. Tyler now bringing it back up the floor. To Crumble at the top of the key, gets a screen from Turner, goes to the left of it. Now trying to drive inside, instead back out to Tyler on the right wing. Tyler now trying to size up his man, gets a screen from Powell, takes the jumper from the free throw line, and nothing but net. Trayvon Tyler, and he's got that look in his eye and right now, Mr. Hoffman, kind of like he's about to go off.
Yeah, it's a really good play there from Tyler. I mean, just finding his spot. You know, he likes that little pull-up mid-range jumper. Look for him to get a steal here on this next couple possessions.
Williams now with it on the right wing for St. Ambrose, guarded very closely by Johnson. Backs it out to Mieske, who's guarded by Turner. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Wants a screen from Jalen Jones at the top of the key. Instead, he picks up his dribble, goes to the right side for Scholes. Back over to Mieske. He's trying to drive in, has a lane, and puts it up hard off the glass as the shot clock expires.
Definitely a good move there from Mieske, just knowing that he has the low shot clock, so he just gets one off.
And Trayvon Tyler from the corner yet again knocks it down, and it's 38-35. Here come the Lynx here in this one with still 16 minutes left to play.
I mean, St. Ambrose did the biggest no-no they can do. They woke up Trayvon Tyler, which that's, 3 shots in a row. He's just swish. I mean, that's just nothing but net, so they're waking him up just a little bit.
He's got the last 8 here for the Lynx, but Mieske trying to answer from downtown. No, Jalen Jones with an offensive rebound. Gets it back somehow to Williams. Now a backdoor cut from Jones, but it was tipped out of bounds by Turner, and it'll stay with St. Ambrose underneath their basket. But once again, though, Mr. Hoffman, great defense, though, Turner to recognize that he was going to backdoor cut him, and he got his hand in there.
Yeah, he knew they're going to throw the pass, so it's either go backdoor or he's going to stay out in the three-point line. So notice he's not a good shooter, so he's definitely going to cut backdoor, and he saw it all the way.
So they bounce pass one into Karanensky, who Powell didn't even know he was right behind him. Can't hit it, though, but an offensive rebound by Williams puts it back up and in. That could have been a huge break for the Lynx right there had he not been able to see that one. Tyler now feeds Powell down low. Karnensky there. Turnaround fader for Powell, and he gets it to go as well. Julian Powell finally starting to get things going here in the second half.
Yeah, it's really good to see because, I mean, that just brings another element to our offense, which we desperately need right now, just getting more scoring.
And could possibly open up the perimeter as well. So far, they've been closing that off because they know that we're just as good about shooting a three-pointer as they are. As Mieske now with it, gets a screen from the top of the key. Guarded very closely by Latham Jr. As Scholes now with it, over in the corner. Has that one stolen away by Latham Jr. He's got Jones on his back, but he still ends up finishing without much contact there. And what the Lynx, here they come.
Yeah, they're getting down in transition. They're playing good defense. Now we got the team behind them, clapping on the bench. We need to just get something going here.
40-39, 14 and a half minutes left to play. Mieske drives in, kicks it out to Williams. Back over to Mieske on the left wing. Trying to drive in left side lane. And it's going to be called for no travel call. Gets his own miss, puts it back up and in. It looked like Latham Jr. knocked it out of his hands, but instead Tyler with a baseball pass to Johnson. Johnson with a jumper from the mid-range on the baseline, and he knocks it down. So quick ball movement there from the Lynx as it's 42-41 now, still in favor of St. Ambrose, but the Lynx, they have themselves a ball game. St. Ambrose now 18 seconds on the shot clock. Mieske at the top of the key drives in right side lane, and it looked like a traveling violation, but instead they're going to say he was in the act of shooting, and it's going to be a foul, I believe, on Trayvon Tyler.
It seemed like he's out of control to me. I don't see how you call a shooting foul, if anything. I mean, it should be just a common on-the-floor type of foul, but they're going to say he's in the act of shooting. He about made it, personally. I mean, he about made it. So, I mean, ball doesn't lie right there. He misses the first one.
He does miss the first one right there. Only going to make it a 2-point game if he can make this one right here. And that was only Tyler's second foul. Team's first here in the half as he misses the second as well. But Powell goes up for a big rebound there. And it's 42-41. Here come the Lynx. They have a chance to take the lead right here after being down, as Adam said, by nearly as 20 points in that first half. Powell with it now, trying to back down his man. Give and go with Johnson, and he lays it up and in for the easy two. So the Lynx have the lead here for the first time in the ball game, 43-42. And now Ray Schlonovan wants to talk things over yet again, and for the people that are here, it's starting to get a little noisy in the Jack Dean Nutt Arena as, again, this Lynx team is coming all the way back. Adam, what have you seen so far in this second half that's really kind of solidified and the Lynx have the dominant role here?
We're making the smart pass and the extra pass. I think that's definitely what's been going on. We're running transition, getting the steals like we usually do. And one thing I heard there, Lepp is starting to get behind him too, because he saw that Powell was going to back him down. As soon as he goes up, he thinks he's going to take the post hook and then pass it down to L.J. Johnson. You can just hear him go, good. You can tell that he's liking what he's seeing out there. We're forcing St. Ambrose to take a timeout.
Now, too, especially with getting Powell going here a little bit, that kind of takes some pressure not only off of Trayvon Tyler, but maybe L.J. Johnson and Latham, because now they know they don't have to shoot the basketball.
Yeah, they're getting more guys involved. I'm still looking for Latham. He's probably going to hit a three here and there, because, that's definitely, he's been cold here as of late, so they're going to sag off him a little more. Just a perfect time for him to hit a three here.
And we'll have to see coming out of the timeout. It will be St. Ambrose basketball. And they took down the number one team in the Chicagoland Conference, their own conference, by that way. They are sitting at third. They're tied for third, 4-3 in their conference here in this one. But, again, the Lynx have played almost everybody in their conference and beaten them quite badly, I should say. So this is going to be a tough test here, and it has been, as Tyler gets a steal on the other end, goes coast to coast behind the back and lays it up and in. So Trayvon Tyler just showing what he's made of here against St. Ambrose.
Yeah, he's definitely he's woke up here in the second half. He's just playing completely different as how he was in the first half.
As Karnansky triple teamed, gets it over to Portwood, back over to Scholes in the corner for three. No, way too strong. Tyler with a big offensive or defensive rebound right there as he's going to try to go coast to coast. He's got Johnson running the floor in the corner. Instead kicks it back out to Tyler. Tyler thought about a three. Instead driving in over to Latham to the top of the key now for Turner. Turner with the jumper, long range, and gets the friendly bounce off the front of the rim and drops from downtown. So Turner, once again, 48-42 now in favor of the Lynx. And Scholes now has that one stripped away by Latham Jr. all alone on the fast break, and he'll lay it up and in for the easy two. All of a sudden, this Lynx team has, like you said, Adam, they have woken up, and now all of a sudden they lead by 8.
Yeah, this is probably the best stand that I've seen them play this year. They're just getting back in the game. They're fighting. They're getting just so much energy on the defensive end, and I'm loving it right now.
And I think it all starts with number 2 in Trayvon Tyler, the leader of this Lynx team, as Scholes bounce passes one to Jones underneath. He's double teamed as he tried to turn baseline. Scholes with 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Portwood now across the court. Down low to Karnansky. Takes the mid-range jumper. Doesn't get the friendly roll like Turner did, and it's rebounded by Powell, and here come the Lynx. Tyler to Johnson. Johnson almost had the baseline. He does as he drives it. Kicks it over to Latham Jr. now in the corner. Jr. now trying to find Turner, who drives into the paint, has it tipped away, somehow finds Powell. Back out to Latham Jr. from downtown, and he knocks it down. Latham Jr. from 3, and all of a sudden it's an 11-point lead for the Lynx as they've been on a roll here in this second half. Timeout taken by St. Ambrose, 53-42, and Adam, man, it's been a good one here in this one. What have you seen just in the last 5 minutes of this ball game?
We're creating extra possessions for ourselves. We're going after the loose ball, getting the offensive rebounds, kicking them out. We're just getting extra possessions. I think that's definitely helping us. And on the defensive end, we're getting steals and we're just getting stops. So, we're playing flawless right now. And we shouldn't luck out into like this good of defense and offense for the rest of the game. So we need to just kind of calm down right now, just try to keep building on it, and hopefully it just stays up for us.
Now, if you're St. Ambrose, you've watched your lead just kind of keep slowly cutting away. Now you are down by 11 here. Still 11 and a half minutes to play. Still plenty of time to get the lead back and try to win this ball game. But how does that affect you if you're St. Ambrose here in this one?
Really just they need to get some shots to fall. They need to get easier shots. They need to protect the ball. They're turning it over way too much, and they're just not taking smart shots, which that's what we're capitalizing on right now. It seems like every time they take a dumb shot, we're out in transition running the other way. So, they just need to be smarter.
I couldn't agree with you more. I feel like, too, at times, now correct me if I'm wrong here, Adam, but again, it's almost like they're hesitating on the pass, because you saw in the first half, there was almost like they were trying to be too perfect with their passes. Now here, they're kind of hesitating just a little bit because they know the Lynx are now starting to get their hands in the passing lanes.
Yeah, they're getting hesitant to throw the pass, which is allowing us to just kind of smother them on the defensive end.
Allen now with it coming out of the timeout for St. Ambrose. He draws contact. No foul was called, but he does bank it home. As now here come the Lynx back in transition rather quickly. Tyler already across midcourt. 53-44 lead for the Lynx as Turner, Tyler, Johnson, Powell, and Latham Jr. on the floor. Tyler over to Turner. To Johnson on the left wing from downtown, and he knocks it down. The same spot Latham Jr. was, and a team that couldn't buy a basket in the first half, all of a sudden now buying one here as they're on a 30-8 run. Allen now underneath the basket, turnaround triple team. He can't finish. Powell with it. Here comes the fast break opportunity outlet now to Latham Jr. He's running the floor, and he is going to be fouled. Might have been a charge taken by Williams had he fell, but he didn't. It's a block called every time, and now all of a sudden this Lynx team going to go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, I think Latham either could have taken it up, got the foul like he did, or he could have dumped it off to Powell for maybe a huge slam, but I think Latham, he's confident in the free throw jumper, or he's confident in the free throw shot, so hopefully he can knock down a pair right here. Knocks down the first one.
And let's talk about this run here. First off, this was
the 30-8 run was before the last timeout taken by St. Ambrose. I mean, it seemed like we went from 23 points to 53 points just like that. I mean, it was so quick.
Tyler almost came up with a steal right there. Latham does hit them both as Portwood trying to answer from the corner for 3. No, Allen almost had an offensive rebound instead. L.J. Johnson pulls down the board, and really kind of the rebounding has gone the opposite direction for St. Ambrose, and this one has a nice bounce path by L.J. Johnson, but Latham Jr. just wasn't really paying attention in the corner, and it goes out of bounds. Otherwise, a pretty good pass there from number 0.
Yeah, it would have been a good pass if he would have been kind of expecting it, but it was kind of... I don't think Latham Jr. really expected that pass to get to him anyway, because he threw it like in between like 2 guys. So it was a shock that the ball even got towards Latham Jr. at all. So I don't blame him for not expecting that pass at all.
I was shocked as well that it even got through. It didn't even look tipped. Johnson bounced past it to the corner, and just Latham wasn't there yet. As now it looks like Miski from the corner, no good. Portwood with an offensive rebound, though, for St. Ambrose, as now Allen with it. He's guarded by Turner, trying to back his man down, going towards Turner's baseline. Right-hand hook, no good. Powell looks like he went right over Kerr. No over and back called, as now here comes Tyler and this Lynx squad. 9.5 to play. They lead at 58-44 as they feed Powell. Powell with the turnaround mid-range jumper from the baseline, no good, as in and out. Otherwise, Powell looked like he can see it too. Miski now trying to go coast to coast. Blocked at the rim, though, by Turner. But a foul, I believe, might be going against L.J. Johnson. If so, that is his 3rd, only team's 2nd here in this one. Miski at the line for 2 opportunities. And we saw L.J. Johnson kind of pick up 2 quick fouls in the first half. But since then, much better on the defensive side of things. I know L.J. Johnson was one of those ones that plays offense for defense, as we see right here. Here comes Freeman.
Yeah, so Freeman had a pretty good first half as well. He's tied for the leading scorer in our half. Only 5 points, but still, he was one of those guys that were getting steals and just kind of getting out in transition and running. So having him come off the bench is still a pretty good look for us.
And he's a great defender here for Coach Lepp's squad. I believe the offense will come for Freeman, but as of right now...
He's only a freshman.
Right.
He's only a freshman.
But that defense that he learned at Morgan Park is something that the Lynx can take from right now.
Yeah, it's definitely something they have taken from him right now. If Powell about gets the tip slam right there, doesn't get it. Rebounded there from Kerr.
Can we go back to the fact that Trayvon Tyler just dribbled it through the man's legs as Miski takes the mid-range jumper, stops on a dime right over Latham Jr. Not much he could have done right there. It's a 10-point lead now for Lincoln, as Latham Jr. going to take a long-range 3 from downtown. No good. Kind of came up, and that's the type of shots that we're not looking for if we're Coach Lepp.
No, definitely not. We need a couple more passes, just players to touch the ball. We just need something more than just a dribble up, pull up, just need something more.
Allen gives it to Portwood at the top of the key. Over to Miski. Down low to Allen. Turn around left-hand hook. Over Turner. No foul called, but does get it to go. As finally Allen starting to wake up, 2 in the second half. 58-50 now. 8.5 to play. I don't think Coach Lepp wants Warren Allen to start waking up here in this one. And Calumet did a good job of keeping him scoreless, only 4. But instead, Powell's going to take the mid-range jumper just inside the 3-point line. He doesn't get it, but Turner with a tip back knocks it down. It's back to a 10-point lead. Again, though, I gotta admit, Steve Roach over there across the court from us. He's getting all fired up and excited. He's got his hat sideways. He's ready to go. He's looking down as Portwood can't knock down the three there for St. Ambrose. Rebounded by Powell. He's loving what he sees here as a no-look pass from Tyler. Lobs it up to Turner. Can't throw it down, but still able to lay it in.
That's what we need right now. We don't need the big slam. We just need points. Just need to extend the lead somehow.
62-50 now. Allen trying to drive in left side lane. It looked like he was blocked by Powell and it looked pretty clean, but instead bails him out with a foul called underneath the basket. So that'll be 2 on Powell.
Well, Powell didn't even block him, but he went straight up. And, Tyler thinking the same thing I am. Allen always has his forearm in the defender, pushing them away, which should always be an offensive foul.
It was called once.
Yeah, it was called once, but, usually the guys do it, but they do it a little more subtle than
Well, and we've seen Tyler been called for it, too.
Yeah. Trayvon Tyler, definitely one of the guys that gets called for that a lot when he's going up for layups, but that's something that probably should be called the other way because Powell, just has his hands up. He can't do anything about it.
And he still missed.
He still missed the layup.
And he made he made them both right there, so 10-point lead. Now, again, as Powell fakes his man out, but then Kerr steps in there and takes the charge here in this one, and Kerr and Powell kind of give each other a look there, but, if you're Powell, I don't know what much more you could have done there.
Yeah, it didn't really even look like he was going after the basket. It looked like he's going to spin back towards the lane, which is a classic Powell move, but it just nowhere. He couldn't go anywhere.
As L.A. Bogan checked into the ball game here, Allen has it at the free throw line here for St. Ambrose. And he came in for L.J. Johnson as Allen kicks it over to Mieske. He's on the right corner, drives baseline, trying to bounce pass one to the top of the key for Scholes, who takes the three. No good. Ball's tipped in the air. Kerr and Turner are both right there, but it looked like an over and back, clear as day on Kerr. And finally, they got the whistle for it.
Yeah, they didn't like that call, but, Kerr is just, he's hanging on J.J. Turner. If you don't have the ball, let go. Don't keep trying to go for it when the guy has it down and starts dribbling. He's wrapped up in him.
And like you said, they're going to call it every time because of the fact he literally was hanging on the back of J.J. Turner.
Yeah, and that's also Kerr's 4th foul. So, just another one where, his night could be done very soon if they bring him back in too soon.
And Kerr also, he averages 13 points, 8 rebounds for St. Ambrose. As Tyler has it, drives baseline, up and under move, and gets it to go. Kind of had a little bit of help. They wanted to say that it was interference by Turner, but I didn't see nothing there.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't even touch the rim or the ball, so I don't see how they call it an interference in any way.
One perks of us sitting way over here on the sideline about rim high. As it's 64-52 now, St. Ambrose going back the opposite direction. Across the court pass from Scholes over to Williams. Catch and shoot in the corner. He was lights out in the first half. Can't get it to go, but Scholes with an offensive rebound trying to feed Kaminsky down low. Could not. Turner now with it. Over to Tyler. And now we have a foul on the floor. I think right before maybe Tyler got away with a walk there.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a travel. But either way, it's going to be, a foul on the floor. The foul on the floor going against Mieske, so that's only his 2nd foul. But he's been playing pretty physical defense for a guy that's just staying that disciplined.
So they throw it right into Turner off the inbounds. Does Bogan. Turn around right-handed hook. Fader for Turner. Seems like the two bigs kind of have that one, those type of power moves nailed down.
Yeah, just kind of like going baseline, just fading away. They have nice touch around the basket.
Karnetsky now with a long three from the left corner. No good. Tyler pulls down the rebound here as he outlets now to Bogan. Bogan had a three in the win again against Governor State, but looks like Jalen Jones with a block right there into the hands of Mieske. Give and go with Williams. Makes his man miss and then fouled hard by J.J. Turner as he got him on the pump fake.
Yeah, he got Turner in the air, just goes right around him, so Turner just tries to hit the ball as hard as he can just to make sure he does not get the and one. That's exactly what he does. It was a hard foul, but, it's part of the game.
And Turner, he is one of those hard slappers when he comes down. As Williams, first free throw, no good. And this is really how this St. Ambrose team beat Calumet St. Joseph. They went 18 for 25 from the free throw line. So you know that they got a lot of their points from the free throw line with the clock stopped and they made sure that they held on to the lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. They're not shooting that great from the free throw line. Definitely not what I was expecting when all the guys on our team saying that they're a good shooting team. I figured they'd be pretty much dang near perfect from the free throw line, but they really have been kind of not impressive, really, from the free throw line.
They were perfect in the first half, but since then in the second half, not so much, as Powell misses the fader just inside the mid-range. As it's 66-53, as Mieske gives it to Jones. Jones from downtown, and he knocks it through. So Jalen Jones once again from long range, as here comes Trayvon Tyler quickly back the other way, and he just goes right around every St. Ambrose player that there is. And it's going to be a full timeout taken by Schlanoven, who kind of gives that little look already like he's not happy with the way his team's performing here in the second half.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either if one guy took out my whole team. I mean, he just dribbled through the entire team and just goes up for a layup. So, I mean, they can't stop him right now. They do not have an answer for him, and they're exposing. I mean, Lincoln's exposing it right now just by giving Trayvon Tyler the ball and the freedom to just do whatever he needs to do.
And that's the thing. It's the freedom. He has the freedom to do that. And at the same time, we can trust him enough that he's going to make the smart pass. He's going to make the right play. He's going to make the right decision here for Coach Lepp. One thing, though, I found interesting for St. Ambrose's squad, something that I feel like we should do a little bit more of, particularly, is they have 8 guys that average 20 minutes per game. Now, we play 8 guys as well, but our starters average, 28, 30 minutes per contest, and then we have Bogan. I mean, we just saw Tyrone Wright come off the bench here in this one. I feel like we need to kind of get a little bit more people going here in a game like this.
Yeah, definitely. I think it could open up more things. I mean, if we're down like how we were in the first half, you put in Freeman, he provides the spark. Then you put in Bogan, he gets 2 steals in a row. So it's like they offer things that the starters just don't have right now. So you need to sit them down. You need to talk to them. What's going on out there? Why is this not going in? Why are you feeling this hesitant around the screen? Talk to them, coach them, and then when they come back in, they'll be better. So you need more guys just coming off the bench. I mean, you got Bowers, who hasn't gotten in today. Ternard Bindum, who hasn't really gotten in at all. And then, Tyron Wright played 4 minutes maybe, and he played some pretty memorable minutes. He had a couple big rebounds, but he just haven't seen him since.
And we've also lost Joseph Gomez as well, another key shooter here for this Lynx squad, as Williams now over Scholes. Back to the top of the key now in Mieske. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Going to have to throw up a player over Bogan, and he didn't even get it. I don't even think he got it off, but he made it. Somehow, some way made it. And Mieske just threw up a prayer, and it was answered, as now Bogan comes back the other way. Give and go from Johnson now to Powell, and he slams it home. A slam sandwich there for number 21, Julian Powell. But can we go back to the 3 that was just made?
Yeah, I think he was trying to draw an and one. I just don't see how it would have been one as that 3 hits the shot clock there from Michael Williams. Hits the shot clock after it hits the rim, so that'll be going the other way for Lincoln. But just I don't even think he really had no presence of mind and see where the clock was at, and then just kind of threw one up and just swishes. I don't see how that's never going to happen again for him.
No. Like you said, the shot clock was winding down. He just threw it up over Bogan, and he makes it. But Tyler coming back the other way, lost control of it out of bounds, so we're going back the way of St. Ambrose. And then Mieske on the other end knocks down the 3. So this game could get interesting here as we have 3:45 left to play. 70-62 in favor of your Lynx. So that 12-point lead is kind of dwindling down a little bit there on a couple back-to-back threes for St. Ambrose. But Adam, 3:45 left to play exactly here in this one. We know the Lynx, they got to play like they have the lead here and maintain it. But what do we do in the next 3.5 minutes?
Just confidence. Just knowing that we have the lead and we need to play like we have the lead, like you said. So, we need to get them going a little bit. Run a set play right here and then, just play loose after that. We can't play too tight. You can't play just by the books because that's not how you win. It works for you sometimes, but you can win by taking a risk, and that's what we got to do right now. We got to try everything we can just to try to keep the lead here.
Now, you and I both know that Coach Lepp, when he gets down to these certain situations, I think 8's a little bit different, but I think if this game gets back to a double-digit lead here sometime soon, are we going to be able to see that where Trayvon Tyler just stands right near half court and we're going to hold it for the 20 seconds of the shot clock.
I could see us doing it right now.
Right now?
I could see us doing it right now, just holding something. I don't think that we need it right now. I think we just need to play basketball. But, I could definitely see Left doing something like that. It seems like St. Ambrose is going to come out with a little bit of a press. So that's probably what Coach Left was drawing up right now as a little press breaker here for us. We just need to get the ball and clear out and just pass through it.
It'll be interesting to see because, you got to think the press is just because Trayvon Tyler is just bringing it up the floor, and he's already making a shot within the first 5 seconds before they even get down there. As they do get it across half court, Tyler with the basketball. 18 seconds on the shot clock. He backs up near the Lynx logo, and we'll see if he wants a screen by Powell. Instead, he doesn't use it, trying to drive into the lane, and then going to be fouled hard in the act of shooting by Scholes. So Tyler looks like he just has that look in his eye where he's going to take over this game himself.
Yeah, it's definitely what he's doing right now. Another thing, St. Ambrose no longer in the zone. It was not working out for them, so they went into the man-to-man defense. But Tyler just goes one-on-one with this guy, gets to the free throw line right here.
And Tyler, who we saw at the beginning of the season, didn't look as confident from the line. Here today, makes his first. He looks like he's got this game under control.
Yeah, he kind of got a new routine when it comes to the free throw line. It seems like he backs up to about beyond the three-point line, walks back up. The ref passes him the ball as he's walking up, steps right into it, and just doesn't think about it. Just shoots it.
As L.J. Johnson pokes that one away from Williams, he's got all alone as he feeds it to Turner. Turner slams it home over Michael Williams, and the crowd goes nuts of who's here. Even Mr. Hoffman is speechless right now.
Just dunks right over him. That was probably the best Sports Center type play that I've seen this year.
And now we have a traveling violation, and Turner's really fired up now. And may I remind you, that was a left-handed slam.
Turner's right-handed.
I know. That was a left-handed slam.
God, I wish we were on TV right now. Just to have that play.
Replay?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We need to hit up Ann over there to see if he has that. We need to plaster that everywhere. We need to actually print the poster out for him.
I'm with you. I'd hang it up in my room. For sure. I know a lot of people else would as well. But again, Turner with a big slam right there.
My favorite part of that was Darnell Latham Jr. After it happens, he goes skipping out of the gym, just yelling and skipping out of the gym.
Tyler takes a step back three and knocks it down. So this Lynx team, I'd have to say now it's pretty much all but over after that one. As Scholes now with it, 77-62. As Jones from the top of the key, no good from downtown. Kerr with an offensive rebound, putback, no. Jones with another putback, no as well. And Johnson pulls down the board. We're under 2 minutes to play now, here in about 5 seconds. There we go. 77-62 now, and the Lynx really, now we can see him just kind of hold.
Yeah, you could definitely see, after Tyler hits that shot, Turner, gets the big dunk. It seems like we're just casual with the ball right now, or it's kind of whatever, we got this in the bag.
And once again, Tyler with a step back jumper over Williams and a fader. And this kid is just on fire here in the last
he can't miss.
7 minutes. That's what we want to see from Trayvon Tyler. That's the leader of this Lynx team. The Lynx go where he goes, and you saw in the second half, he started off red hot from downtown and just trying to create something for his team, and we've seen the rest follow.
Yeah, he's been absolutely filthy this second half. It seems like he hasn't missed in a while. It seems like he hasn't missed since the first minute of the second half, but definitely probably over 20 points here in the second half.
Now, we talked about with that poster, I really think with the way your girlfriend, Kenzie, she does some of the things for the athletic department, do you think maybe we could get her to make us one?
We need that. We need that, definitely. We need that picture. We need to just kind of hollow it out.
I think it needs to be the new game day picture that she posts all the time.
Yeah, we can give it to JJ. That could be his Christmas present from us, just getting that picture, just the printed out poster, a physical. That was the definition of a poster. He was a body contact. He's going for the block, just finishes over him. That was the definition of a poster, and that was nasty.
It exactly was. And then to make it even better is the fact that, we're sitting here and then we go back on the other end of the floor and I'm going, wait, that's left-handed.
Yeah.
that was a left-handed dunk. And it's just you're sitting there going, oh, wow, that's even more impressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so Turner with the monster slam, coming out of the timeout, it will be St. Ambrose basketball, and Anthony Bogan all over Mieske. Going to have to be careful here, but I think that's what Coach Lev wants as Mieske drives and tries to cut it to the corner for Scholes, but he hits the backboard and it ends up in the hands of the Lynx. So minute 30 left to play, 79-62, as LJ Johnson now has possession here for this Lynx squad, and they're doing exactly what we talked about, holding it until this gets ran all the way down.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what they're going to do. They're just going to wait till the shot clock is down low as Bogan misses the layup. It was heavily contested. It could have been a foul, but Tyler steals it on the other end. Doesn't matter.
And you got to love it. Here comes Turner yet again, up and under move this time instead of the dunk, and he lays it up and in. Now Tyler almost trying to pick that one off, but going to pick up a careless foul right there on Portwood. Again, both teams not in the bonus yet here in this one, so they should inbound at least for one more. We're under a minute to play. 81-62 lead for the Lynx, who at the start of this ballgame, Adam, I was a little nervous going into it.
I was a little nervous as well. I was definitely nervous at halftime.
Oh, you both.
Yeah, just for how bad we played in that first half. But we came out in the second half I've never seen us play like this before. I mean, it's unreal how good we played in the second half.
And Johnson just going to have to dribble this one out for about 20 seconds here in this one, but Portwood wasn't even guarding L.A. Bogan in the corner. This game is over here in this one, as the Lynx are going to have to make one more attempt at a shot here in the next 10 seconds.
Well, I mean, they really should just let it go. They shouldn't even get a shot.
Well, Johnson's going to try to take it anyway, and he's going to make it. Right there is Johnson with a little one-on-one action. Almost came up with a steal right there. Instead finds Portwood. Lobs it to Allen, who was going to try to slam it home, but instead throws it out of bounds with 17 seconds left. And I think that will do it here in this one, and that's been the highlight for St. Ambrose.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game for St. Ambrose in the first half. I mean, they played pretty perfect in the first half, but they kind of just fell a little flat here in the second half, and we really just exposed their weakness here in the second half, and that was a big win. That's a huge win for us.
And L.J. Johnson already over there shaking hands.
He's always the first guy. You
gotta love it. But anyway, the Lynx do win here in the Jack Dean Nutt Arena, and they are 2-0 here in 2019. They win by the final of 83-65 over a very, very tough St. Ambrose squad here in this one. Adam, let's just walk me through and recap that second half. I mean, this was a Lynx team that was down by 11 at halftime, more during the first half, and they find a way to come back and win.
Yeah, it's unreal win, and we were down 11 at the half, and then we were up by 20 at one point. So I don't see how we did it. The 30-8 run definitely helps, but I mean, we went from 23 points to 53 points so quick to where that was unreal.
And I'm going to have to go with Trayvon Tyler. He's the one that led the charge here in the way, but I don't know. You might have to give the player of the game to maybe J.J. Turner just
for that dunk.
Just for the
dunk. I think another guy that easily could be one of those guys, too, is, Trayvon Tyler, obviously, probably the player of the game, but, L.J. Johnson scored pretty well here in the second half, and then also I got to give it up to DeAndre Freeman, who came in and played some memorable minutes. I mean, he comes off the bench and just gets steal after steal, so hopefully, just going into the next game, that's definitely what we need to do. We need to pass the ball well and shoot the ball well to get more wins under our belt.
Again, he had the lead. He was the leading scorer at halftime.
Yeah.
And that was critical for the Lynx here in that one. But they do win 83-65 against St. Ambrose here in this one. Our next broadcast is going to be January 11th, about a week or so from now. Again, Adam and I will be traveling on the road with the men's and women's team as we both go to College of the Ozarks, as it'll be our last overnight trip here on the season. But again, the ladies will play on the 11th at noon, and the men will follow at 2 o'clock. And again, both teams are pretty good for College of the Ozarks, so it's going to be a good road trip here. Both teams 12-3, 12-4 for the guys as well. So the Lynx got to finish out the season on a high note. They moved to 13-6 on the year. They improved to 7 wins in a row. And Adam, you got anything else to add?
Go Lynx. That was huge. That's a huge win, huge play, and hopefully we can extend the winning streak.
83-65 was the final here in this one. Your Lynx win over St. Ambrose in this one. And again, we will see you guys Friday night, next Friday on January 11th at noon over in Gary, Indiana. Thank you so much for board hopping. Miranda Verity back at the station. Again, alongside me is Adam Hoffman. I'm Nick Jackson, and we will see you guys on the 11th. Thank you so much for listening to Lincoln College Basketball right here on 89X.
That's all she wrote. This concludes tonight's coverage of Lincoln College basketball on 89X.